seems like they just announced the rematch between Serhii Bohachuk and Brandon Adams. This is a fight that happened over the pandemic, and Brandon Adams was losing this fight to Bohachuk. It looked like the fight between Brian Mendoza, excuse me, and Serhii Bohachuk, and it ended up being a fight where Bohachuk ended up getting knocked out by Brandon Adams. I think Brandon Adams went on to fight Charlo. This might have been before the Charlo fight, actually after the Charlo fight. And ever since then, Brandon Adams has kind of been in a stalemate as far as with his career. He had a loss to Charlo, and he had already had a situation before going into it. He ended up winning a Contender series, a boxing series that was famous back in the 2000s, and came back, had a resurgence, and he ended up winning that series. But during the before he fought Bohachuk, he ended up fighting Charlo, went the distance, 12 rounds, knocked out Bohachuk. Then he fought Burrell and Varon. The man was out 3 years after he knocked out Serhii Bohachuk. And he ended up fighting Kurzakis, lost that fight recently, which was a split decision. You had a judge actually give it to Brandon Adams in that fight. So that was actually a weird situation. To be honest with you, he ended up getting a 97-93. And then another judge gave it 93-97 to the other guy. And Bohachuk, he's had a situation where people feel like he got robbed against Virgil Ortiz, dropped him twice last year. A lot of people was expecting a rematch possibly. I think that still should happen either way in the future, no matter what. That was a good fight. And a good fight like that never should just end on the first go around. Should definitely have two. This is why this fight's coming around twice. This was a classic fight. This was one of the best fights that Bohachuk had in his career. And Brandon Adams as well. Even though he caught him with what people think is a lucky shot, a lot of guys get caught with that shot all the time. You've seen Fedora get caught with the same type of shot. So it always happens in boxing, but this is going to be a very good matchup. The Crawford Canelo card needs a fight like this. Like I said before, it's going to be a 3-day event, and they're expecting these fights to really set themselves apart each day. Every day should be exciting. This is a headliner type of fight, to be honest with you. It's not big enough and popular enough to be a headliner, but it would have that type of effect when the fight actually occurs. And I like what Brandon Adams brings to the sport of boxing. Should be one of the most active guys in the sport, but at this time right now has been one of the least active guys over the last couple of years. Last year he was very active, but from 2021 to now hasn't been active a lot. Should be very active in the sport of boxing. But we'll see, man, what happens as far as this fight. But it's going to be a very good matchup with him and Serhii Bohachuk. I think Bohachuk's going to show up and really bring some good things to the sport of boxing. But that's all I got. Like, subscribe.